G'day guys and welcome to another video. Simesy here once again, and today, sort of something a bit different. Lehman and I are looking into building a gaming rig. Well, we're going to. It's not more of a looking into. We've done a lot of research, a lot of work has gone into it, and we thought we'd let you guys choose between the two rigs we've picked out. So to start with, I'm going to go over the $1,700 rig, and then I'm going to go over the $2,200 rig. So in the $1,700 rig, which is an AMD build. So to start with, we've got an AMD FX-8350. 8-core CPU. Now this is reasonable quality, and I'm quite happy to put this in build if you guys choose it. But of course, it's up to you guys. We're going to build whichever one you guys choose. There are several things that are the same in these builds. One of them happens to be the case, the power supply, and the CPU cooler. So CPU cooler is the Noctua NHD14. This is a twin 120mm fan, 10 heat pipe design, which is supposed to be quite adequate for overclocking and something we're quite interested in. Maybe not so much with the AMD CPU, but more so with the Intel CPU in the $2,200 build. For the motherboard, we're going with an MSI 970 Gaming ATX AM3 Plus motherboard. Now, I quite like their MSI stuff, and you'll see that a lot of the brands are very similar in both these builds, because I tried to stick with brands that I've looked up reviews and have heard good things about, and decided to stick with those sort of things. So, as you can see, it's quite a good looking motherboard, and it's got plenty of room for expansion in the future if we decide to. For our RAM, we went with 16GB of G-Skill Ripjaws X Series DDR3 1600MHz memory. G-Skill, I've heard lots of good stuff about it, and the red design on the heat spreader fits in fantastically with the red and black theme that I'm going with for both of these builds. Now, something I haven't told you guys yet is this will be going as my personal gaming rig, as the rig that I record all my gameplay on, do most of my editing work on, and all that sort of stuff. It's going to be for that, pretty much. For the SSD. Now, SSD and HDD hard drive and HDD and solid hard drive is a combination that I've decided to go with. So I'm going with a Kingston SSDNow V300 series 120 gig 2.5 inch SSD. Kingston, again, heard good things about it. Linus actually used these in his big server, so I decided to get one of these to go in it for my operating system boot drive and that sort of thing. For the hard drive, I've gone with a Western Digital Caviar Green 3TB 5400 RPM. Now, I did go with a 5400 RPM instead of a 7200 RPM. To be honest, it's basically on price. I wanted the space, but didn't want to spend the extra money on the high speed. But, it's up to you guys whether you like that or not. If you want me to change something in the build and I get enough stuff changed, leave a comment in the video thing in the comments, and I'll have a look at it and all that sort of stuff. For the graphics card, we've got an MSI Radeon R9 280 3GB twin FROZR video card. This is 3GB. It's pretty decent. Again, I've gone with MSI for both of the graphics cards in both of these builds. These are supposed to be a really good graphics card. It's only 3GB, but 3GB is going to be enough to run basic games. That pretty much all I need. Pretty much. And then we've got, for the case, we've got a Corsair Corsair 780T ATX full tower case. Now, I fell in love with this case as soon as I saw it. It is an absolutely beautiful case. Beautiful as beautiful. So, it's gone with that one. It's got a premium price tag, but I'm happy to pay it. For the power supply, we've got a Corsair 760i 80 plus platinum fully modular power supply. Now, I wanted to go with something premium for the power supply because, if your power supply dies, everything dies. So I wanted to go spend a little bit more money on my power supply. So I went with an AX760i. One, because it's the digital power supply. Second, because it's fully modular. And three, because I love Corsair's stuff. Their designs on their cases and their build quality is fantastic. And I've also added in a twin pack of the Corsair SP120 fans, just red LEDs to go with the case, just to put on the Noctua cooler. Just because I wanted the red LED look right through all my fans. I didn't want the sort of the lightish brown and the dark brown on one part. Not that I don't mind the look of the Noctua fans. I just didn't want it looking odd. So we'll go with those to put on there. But something else I've mentioned is the operating system, monitors, peripherals, all that is not included in this price, because I just wanted to have the base computer, everything that's going to be inside the case, basically. So, that's why the fans are included, because I wanted to include things that are going to be inside the case. Onto the $2,200 rig now. To start off with, we've got an Intel Core i7 4790K 4GHz quad-core processor. This is on the 1150 socket. So we'll be going with one of those, basically because it's an Intel. Same CPU core, you've all seen that. For the motherboard, we've gone with an MSI Z97 Gaming 9 AC ATX LGA 1150 motherboard. This has all your expansion needs. It's basically the top of the range MSI Gaming ATX 1150 motherboard. Basically, it's their top of the line one. Top of the line gaming ATX motherboard. Then we've gone with, instead of 16 gigs in this one, we've gone with 8 gigs of the G-Skills Ripjaws X. This one's 1866 instead of 1600 megahertz. This one's a bit more powerful. So we'll see how, as I said, it's up to you guys what we build, and we hope that you guys choose well. There is a polling link down in the description, so I'll explain that more when we're finished. So for the SSD, we've gone with a Samsung 840 EVO 120 gig SSD. We've gone with a Samsung 840 EVO 120 gig SSD. I've heard good things about these guys too, but as I said, leave comments. Yep. So for the HDD, we've gone with the Western Digital Red 2TB. Again, a 5400 RPM internal hard drive. So we're going with that one, basically because it had not as much space as the Caviar Green. But I'm not too much worried about space, because eventually with the channel we're going to end up investing in a NAS server to store all our video stuff and that all on. Basically, yeah. So for the graphics card, we've gone with an MSI GeForce GTX 960 4GB graphics card from MSI. This is a fantastic quality card. I'm quite happy with what it looks like, and I'd be happy to put it in my computer. For the case, we've gone with, again, the Corsair 780T, and for the power supply, we've gone with, again, the Corsair 760i 80 Plus Platinum. And for the fans, again, we've gone with the twin pack for the cooler. So guys, that is basically your two choices. You got a $1,700 AMD rig or the $2,200 Intel rig. They're both going to be fantastic for gaming. They're both going to be fantastic for some video editing. They're both going to be fantastic for some other stuff. But as I said, it's up to you guys which one we build. So there's a poll up. The link is in the description. All you guys have to do is click on that link. Click on the one you want to do, and then click vote. And then that'll come through to us. The polls will be open until the 5th of June. On the 5th of June, we will close the polls, and we will let you go to a video letting you guys know how it goes. So don't forget to like this video if you liked it, dislike it if you disliked it, and don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for watching. See you guys next time. Simesy out.